Hello. In this screencast, I will demonstrate how to install Nexus IQ in an Amazon Kubernetes cluster. So, one assumption to start with is that you already have a role that has the EKS permission set. Once you have that, we'll first create a VPC. We're going to base it off of the Amazon sample VPC, which is on their website. But we did make the change that allows us to have IPs auto-assigned to the subnets, so that the external IP can get created for the service we're going to create. Let's get started. And now we wait for the VPC to be created. Now that that has been created, let's go ahead and create the cluster. Make sure you use a role that has EKS permissions. Then we're going to use the same VPN that we just created. I mean VPC. In this case, I'm going to disallow US East 1A because it will not allow me to provision there. And choose an appropriate security group. And now we wait a little while for it to be created. I am watching it over here. Once that's created, we will continue with this screencast. Okay, now that the cluster's been created, let's go ahead and create the worker node stack. We're going to be using one of Amazon's templates without modification. You can find this from on their website. And we will just let's go ahead and call it actually Nexus IQ EKS. And the cluster name that we just created. Let's go. And for the node image, we'll use one of Amazon's optimized EKS optimized images. And go ahead and choose the VPC that we created. And for subnets, let's just go ahead and select all the ones associated with that VPC. Okay. Once again, I will take ownership of this. And we wait for it to be created. Now that our worker nodes have been created, we go into the stack and we click on output so we can get the role for these instances. We should copy that. And then we're going to have a Kubernetes config map YAML that will have this information. And then next, we need to configure Kubernetes or Kubernetes CLI to be able to connect to this EKS instance, to this cluster. Because in part, we have to use CLI because there's no GUI version of it. So I need to know which one it is. So go ahead and copy the endpoint. And we copy the certificate of authority. Now that those files have been created, let's go ahead and use them. The first thing we're going to do is actually set an environment variable, kubeconfig, which kubectl will go ahead and use to know where our configuration file which we created exists. Let's go ahead and test that. Let's just get service. And that's correct. So let's go ahead and apply that authorization config map that we created just now. Okay, excellent. So now the next step is to also verify the status of our nodes here. So let's see here. Okay, they are ready. So let's go ahead and I've got here a configuration for IQ server. It just has a single replication controller with one replica for IQ server, opening up ports 8070 and 8071, and then a service, load balancer service, which allows us to have an external IP. So let's go ahead and apply that. Oops, keep doing that. Okay, now let's go ahead and actually let's make a watch here because we now we need to wait for that external IP to get generated. Oh, look at that. That was pretty darn quick since it takes several minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and test that. Um, Copy that over. And we want port 8070. Okay, so that still hasn't been created. I'm still waiting for essentially the IQ server to stand up. So actually the problem here right now is that the ELB's DNS has not been propagated just yet. So we're really kind of waiting for all the DNS servers to sync up. And there we have it. So the type's Nexus IQ server has been deployed in Kubernetes. Now everything after this is pretty much standard. I hope this has been useful. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you.